Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. My name is Camille Driggs, and I am a retired hairstylist and salon owner with over 35 years of work experience from behind the chair. And I'm going to share today a question that was asked on Facebook last week in one of the cosmetology groups that I'm in. And one of the questions was advice on how to build a clientele, and she was saying that she was struggling to build a book. And myself, and others seasoned hairstylists all recommend, majority of us recommended working under somebody, finding someone to work under. And as a matter of fact, I worked under two seasoned hairstylists. I worked under Miss Jackie's, and I worked under Timona in New Jersey. Miss Jackie in Delaware and Timona in New Jersey. And I'm only going to be a minute because my battery's getting low. But I worked as a shampoo girl in beauty school. I worked at Jackie's as receptionist in the salon. So I learned how to do the books and how to rebook clients, how to answer the phone, how to greet clients. And when I worked at Timona's, she showed me a lot while I worked with her while I was waiting on my license to go through. Because you know how you take the test. And matter of fact, I failed it the first time. I failed curling on, so I had to take the test again. And while I was waiting to take the test, I worked under her as a shampoo assistant. So I learned about relaxers. I learned, back then they were doing curls. I learned what colors use, what colors not to use. I learned how to mix chemicals working under her. And I still got paid a certain amount, some money, which at the time my husband was the breadwinner. So I basically, whatever extra money I made was my spending change. And I might only work 2 or 3 days a week because my little baby was little, which my baby's 35 now. But anyway, I worked as a shampoo assistant, and I learned a lot. And a lot of times I noticed that a lot of people want to go to beauty school and then graduate from beauty school and just start doing hair. Well, that's not always the case, because you need to work under someone to learn how to, work with the people, and also so you can learn the different tips of the trade. What color to use, what color not to use, what chemicals can mix together. Because once you go to beauty school, you learn the basics of cosmetology, just the basics. It's almost just like when you get a new car. You just learn, you go to school to learn how to drive a car, but once you get out there on the road, you're on your own. Right? So work under somebody as long as you can. That's my advice. Work under somebody as long as you can. Shoot, if you could work under somebody for 3 to 7 years, even 10 years, because if you graduate from beauty school when you're 18 or 19, even if you're 28, you can lead that person's salon with a full book, and hopefully you have enough money saved where you can go buy a property, buy a small home, and open up your own salon. I wouldn't recommend leasing. That's another story for another day. But I would recommend if you could buy a storefront, or even if you could buy a house and maybe live at the top and have your salon at the bottom, or live at the salon at the top and you living at the bottom, because you're only paying one mortgage instead of you trying to go out and get these booths and these salon suites and fix them all up, and then the rent is outrageous. You're paying $1,500 for a salon suite. You can go ahead and buy a house. That's a mortgage, $1,500 a month. So anyway, back to the topic. Work under somebody as long as you can. Even doctors. When doctors graduate from college, they have to go work under someone in what they call a residency from 3 to 7 years. They just don't go and start doctoring on people and cutting people and prescribing medicine. Not only that, once they work under someone, that person has to recommend them. Well, this person worked under me, and I seen what they did, and they did a good job. Same thing with cosmetologists or barbers and estheticians. Even though you want to jump out there and start your own business, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. Get out there and work under somebody as long as you can. Even if you have to work a full-time job to pay your bills and work in a salon 2-3 days a week. Because I also heard someone say, oh, I'm not making no money being a shampoo girl. Well, maybe if you work your regular job all week, maybe just be a shampoo girl on Saturday. Or maybe be a barber assistant on Saturday. Just sweep up the hair or something and pass out the donuts. My son did that. He worked at the barbershop, and the man said one day, he said, that little boy, he eat. As soon as them donuts come in, he's hitting them donuts. But anyway, somebody got to be in charge of the donuts and coffee. Just be there to pass out the donuts and coffee on Saturday morning. Just work in the salon once a week if you have to still work a full-time job, because some of y'all have, some of people have, obligations, car payments and stuff like that. But work under somebody as long as you can. You don't have to jump out there just because you have a license. It is a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. You're going to learn as you go. And unfortunately, when I started, it might have been 20 of us. But by the time I graduated and been in the business a couple of years, it was only like 2 or 3 people still doing hair. Because you have to have people skills, and it's not all about just doing hair. If nobody don't come and sit in your chair, you're not making no money. And it's not all about making money, because like I said, I worked under people. And Timona, I worked under her for like 3 or 4 years before I opened my own salon as a shampoo girl, shampoo assistant. So learn all you can. Learn all you can. And watch. And yeah, it's hard. It's hard to be a shampoo person sometimes, because you get a lot of slack sometimes. But shoot, be like in your mind, be like, that's all right. I'm watching you. I'm learning everything I need to learn. And one day I'm going to have this. So learn all you can. Don't worry about seeming like it's forever, because it's not. That was 35 years ago I started. I got my license in 1990. All right, well, I'm not going to keep you too long. I just wanted to add that to my tips. That's going to be number 8. Because I'm going to do a second book. And that's going to be number 8. Work under someone. A seasoned stylist. Not no hair cuttery or hair cutteries or great clips. None of them. But a private salon where that person you work under has been doing it for 10, 30 years. Because when you work at Great Clips and Happy Clips and all them places, you got to already know your stuff. Because they want you to make them numbers. But get somewhere where you don't have to worry about making the numbers.